It was supposed to be a quiet night, a teenage babysitter, a sleeping child, and a storm whispering against the windows of a quiet suburban street. But by morning, the house was empty. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, just a diary left open on the kitchen table and a single line written in rushed, trembling handwriting. He's not who they think he is. Every view, every like, and comment helps keep these stories alive. So please subscribe, leave a comment, and hit like. It might seem small, but it truly helps me create more stories for you every week. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Autumn 2009, the town of Maple Hollow, Pennsylvania. Population just under 6,000. The kind of place where neighbors wave, where children ride their bikes until dusk, and where nothing bad is supposed to happen. The Richardson family lived at the edge of town in a pale blue two-story home surrounded by maple trees that turned fire orange in October. That night, they were attending a charity gala downtown. Their babysitter, 17-year-old Emma Sloan, had been watching their 5-year-old son, Caleb, for almost a year. Emma was the type of girl everyone described as sweet, quiet, reliable, straight-A student. She loved sketching and reading mystery novels. She planned to study psychology after graduation. At 6:45 p.m., she texted her best friend, "Easy money tonight. Caleb's already asleep." An hour later, the rain began. By midnight, the storm had passed, but something else had changed. When the Richardsons returned at 12:17 a.m., the house was dark. The front door was unlocked. Inside, the TV was still playing softly, casting pale blue light across the living room. Caleb's favorite stuffed animal lay on the floor, just outside his bedroom. But Caleb wasn't in bed, neither was Emma. Upstairs, the window was open, rain soaking the curtains. The only thing out of place, an old spiral-bound notebook on the kitchen table. The first half filled with sketches and school notes. The rest, a diary. The last entry was dated that same night. The final line, "He's not who they think he is." By dawn, Maple Hollow was crawling with police. The Richardson home became the center of a small-town nightmare. Detectives combed through the property. No fingerprints that didn't belong. No footprints in the mud outside. Emma's phone was found beneath the couch. Screen cracked, battery dead. The diary was taken into evidence. At first, it seemed like the private thoughts of a teenage girl. Daily life, school stress, her crush on a boy named Mason. But as investigators read further, the tone shifted. In the weeks leading up to her disappearance, Emma had written about strange noises in the Richardson house. A door creaking open at night. A shadow outside Caleb's room. Once, she described hearing footsteps upstairs while she and the child were watching TV downstairs. Her friends confirmed she had mentioned feeling uneasy. She said someone was watching her, one classmate recalled, but she thought she was just being paranoid. The Richardsons were questioned extensively. They were respected, charitable people. No record, no history of domestic trouble. The husband, David Richardson, was an insurance broker. His wife, Melissa, worked part-time at a local clinic. When detectives asked about Emma's diary entry, David appeared confused. He claimed not to know what it meant. Still, one detail stood out. Emma's last known text, sent at 9:03 p.m., was to Melissa Richardson. It read, "He's home early. Everything okay?" David insisted he hadn't returned home that night. He was with his wife at the gala, with dozens of witnesses. But that message, and the timestamp, told a different story. Weeks passed with no sign of Emma or Caleb. Search teams scoured nearby woods and rivers. The case gripped the community. Missing posters fluttering on lampposts, candlelight vigils held in the churchyard. Then 3 weeks later, a break. A hunter discovered a piece of fabric in the woods 12 miles north of Maple Hollow. It matched the color of Emma's jacket. Nearby, buried beneath fallen leaves, investigators found a second object, a silver keychain shaped like a crescent moon. David Richardson's initials were engraved on the back. When questioned again, he claimed the keychain had been a gift to Emma for Christmas, a token of appreciation, he said. But the Richardsons' former nanny told detectives something else. Months earlier, Emma had confided that Mr. Richardson often stayed home when his wife was away, that he lingered too long in conversations, that he had started calling her after hours, asking about her college plans, offering to help with tuition. She told no one else, but her diary did. In her final entries, Emma described feeling trapped, that she'd seen something she shouldn't have. One paragraph, almost illegible from smudged ink, read, "He has a room in the basement. I thought it was for storage, but it's not. There's a camera and something else. I think he knows I found it." Armed with a warrant, police searched the Richardson home again. In the basement, hidden behind a false wall, they found a small room. Inside, a chair, a single light bulb, and a mounted camera, unplugged. The footage retrieved from the device was corrupted, but technicians recovered fragments. In one clip, Emma can be seen adjusting the camera, frowning as though testing it. Then suddenly, movement in the corner. A figure steps into frame. The image cuts out. David Richardson was never charged. There wasn't enough physical evidence. The footage was too degraded. He moved out of Maple Hollow a year later, after his wife filed for divorce. Caleb was never found, neither was Emma. The case remains open. But locals still talk about that night, about the rain and the light that flickered in the upstairs window long after the Richardsons came home. Some say they still see that faint glow even now, when storms roll over Maple Hollow. Then in 2017, 8 years later, a new family moved into the same house. Within weeks, their daughter began telling her parents about the girl who talks to her from the basement. At first, they thought it was imaginary, until one morning they found something buried behind the furnace. A notebook, water damaged but legible. On the final page, written in faded ink, "He's still here. Part 2, coming soon. Watch out." If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more real-life mysteries and untold crimes. Every week, we uncover the truths buried in silence. Next month, we enter the Christmas Crime series. Subscribe so you don't miss it.